Hey YouTube, it's me Patchdown Bogat. Today I thought it would be good to really focus on right hand path religions and the left hand path religion. Of course, in short, I would say I see the credit when due, and I will give credit when due when it comes to right hand path religions because though you already know this, but just hear me out. There's so many religions out there, mainstream religions that still teach that Satan is bad and the demons are evil, and then they manipulate you. And if you're here for the first time to learn about the left hand path, and you probably did, a summoning ritual of a particular demon, and you have paid attention to synchronicities, but now it came to a point where they communicate with you and you request for something and you had a bad reaction out of it, and now you're like, hey, so it is true about Satan and the demons. They do lie. They do deceive people. Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about today, especially for those who are new to the left hand path, because it's not true that Satan and the demons lie to you and they're deceitful. It's like they hold back truth from you because you need to learn something. It's not because they're lying. It's like, which would you rather have? Would you impart wisdom by just giving all the answers to you? Or would you creatively help them to arrive at a very particular point that you want them to learn to get the fullest out of their education? I'm pretty sure you know what to choose. But yet, when I look at right hand path religions, I mean, they more or less water down a lot of what they say, and I'm pretty sure those who are listening understand what I mean. Even for myself, I come from a very fundamental background where the Bible's so inerrant, God is so perfect, He's omniscient, He knows everything, and these same people that waste their time by telling you what not to do, they themselves are doing. These so-called pillars of the church. I remember going to their homes and they're watching movies that they're not supposed to watch. These horror movies, saying things that they're not supposed to say about other people. And to me, that's a bunch of bullshit because to really say, and I said this in a lot of my videos, my claim is not perfection within imperfection, meaning people have to be perfect. That's not my claim. My claim is if you are a fundamental religion like I was a part of, and you're saying that the Bible is inerrant, God is perfect, He's this maximally character, then my question to you would be, if He's so perfect and He's so great, then why would He need you to interpret the Bible when it is obviously full of contradictions? That is my claim. And those who are theists could look at what I'm saying and go, well, no, you just look for the Bible for all of these so-called contradictions so that you could prove it wrong. And that's not true, because you even have scholars that look at the Bible and they would say there's things that are clearly don't make sense at all, and it really is a clear contradiction. So no, it's not the person who is a Satanist on the left hand path saying that it contradicts itself because I'm trying to bash right hand path religions. No, it's universally understood that way. In fact, here's another. You have other right hand path religions that don't even agree with one another, and that's about what, 35,000 denominations of Christianity. And I'm saying, well, again, if He's omniscient, He's a maximally individual, then why all these different religions that can't agree about something that is so absolute? Absolute is absolute. Absolute would need a crutch to help itself. And again, this may seem like bashing, and maybe it is, but I know I'm right within my justification by doing so, because one thing I will say about the right hand path religions, and it's not really a good thing, but it's what I observed because I was like that. It's very cozy to have this table filled with everything that you need, supposedly. And I say supposedly because all the questions that mankind as a whole, as a human family, try to answer, these lifelong questions, like why do we die, why do we get old, and why do we get sick, and all this other stuff, and the list goes on. And religion, out of its dishonesty, would claim to know the answer. Like, for example, I kid you not, this is going to sound really stupid, but I remember growing up in my fundamental background, I literally was told that people have no souls. You know, people are souls. That's really what I was taught. And then it's like only leaving that religion, exiting out of it through Satan, that the soul and the person are two different things. The soul is like a copy of the individual, whereas the individual, that's you and myself, we are the tangible, whereas the um, soul itself is more abstract, but it's still a copy of who you are, even though, you know, there's a difference. But I never knew that, and that's what I'm trying to say when it comes to this so-called feast, this banquet on God's table. Then you have the table over there that's of demons. Well, the reason why I'm feasting at the table of demons is because I was at the table of so-called God, and I questioned everything because it doesn't make sense. I mean, even with the line of logic that I'm using, it's not that it just doesn't make sense to little old me in New York City, but it doesn't make sense to other people that are in the religion. Hence, I said 35,000 denominations that can't even make sense of it. They fight over these things. So, if I want to like use fairness within this video, I'll say even on the left hand path, we have people that we end up having these sort of disagreements, you know, but it's not on the same level. It's not like in the left hand path we have 35,000 denominations. It's by no means. We have, you know, our sects. I don't know how many. You know, you have like the Church of Satan, the Temple of Satan, and things of that nature. Okay, cool. But it's not as if that we have a long history of going to war, and the list goes on and on and on. You know, and that's why I'm saying that it's so important for me to make this video, because when people really analyze why they believe in the things they believe, it's not so much that this video is about to convert Christians into the left-hand path, but it's to look at one's method of logic. And if you could look at that, examine it, construct it in such a way where you could look at what you're doing, it should help you in serving as evidence on where you should be and what you should do with your particular religion. Perhaps ask more questions instead of just eating at the table of God, because what you're eating, it tastes good. I'm pretty sure it does, because if I'm going to delude someone, it's going to taste good, because I never went to a restaurant where if the entree tastes bad, I'm looking forward for the full course meal. That's normally not how it works. It's like if the entree is bad, then I'm not looking forward to the full course meal. So yeah, it would have to taste good over there too. Now, no, I will say this: this video is not about a reaction or a response to right hand path religions. Like, because I'm on the left hand path, therefore I'm cool and you're not. It's not, because this video is my personal spiritual diary, and I put it on YouTube for all to look at. You can analyze it, question it, do whatever it is you want. But I do know that as I look at the world, it is what it is, and I'm able to look at it and question it. Now, if there's anything wrong with what I say, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Christian that's going to leave a comment. But of course, the question will remain: if there's a Christian that's looking at this satanic channel, why are you looking at a satanic channel and leaving a comment? Because that's would be against to what your God would want you to do. But then again, I digress. All I know is when I look at the left-hand path, it's something that really strengthens me. It really helps me to question everything. And that's something that I thought I had when I was in the right hand path religion. And you friends probably did the same. You thought the same. You probably thought that as you looked at the religion that you were in, obviously you didn't think you were insane or you were being brainwashed. You didn't think that at all. But you definitely looked at it and you did what you thought was right at that time. Just like myself. But it's interesting that either you had everything come at you all at once or it was a slow process. To me, it was both. It was a slow process because of all the indoctrination. It just didn't make sense. When I heard it the first time, it just contradicted itself, but I just buried it deep into my subconscious and go, nah, the pastor told me God is going to sort it out. But God is not sorting it out because it took years and years for it to develop until it became a huge fucking snowball, created an avalanche, and now it's overwhelming and I don't know what to do with it. Unless that avalanche was meant for me to leave. But then that doesn't make sense because if God is actually, omniscient and is able to see the future, then why didn't he stop me when I first began? But then again, I digress because to understand religion would not make any sense to begin with because I haven't met a Christian yet that really made sense of it. They usually give a lot of circular reasoning. And again, if it's predestination is really what I'm thinking about when it comes to being omniscient, then why did I waste my time, in that religion? I mean, of course, only I could answer that question. But even when I do answer the question, it's still circular reasoning because I joined the religion because of what the religion taught me. And if the religion itself, by its foundation, by its core, was corrupt, no wonder I don't have any answers. And those who are still in the religion, they may feel as if they're right, but it's a big difference between being right. Unless feeling right is all there, that is needed to be a part of a right hand path religion. But if that's the case, then that means like we're not doing a lot of thinking. And God of the Bible is really attracting people that don't think for themselves and don't question. And that's not really fair because why give me a brain to think about my reality? Either I am comparing or I am contrasting myself to it. And then when I begin to use it, see falsehood in it, tons of falsehood, question it, see that it's false, and due to Christian theology, I'm dead because I question and I'm dead because I leave God. That's why to end this video on a very puzzling note. Would you worship a God that does that? Would you think that it's okay to bow your knee to someone like that? I sure don't think so. I sure don't think that someone who is maximally powerful, omniscient, and he exists in every possible world would create a Bible through imperfect man and have it be full of contradictions, apparent contradictions. Because that to me, it really does help me to see that, yeah, he needs someone who could edit it the right way, which he hasn't. And if they did, they didn't do a good job because it's still copies of copies of copies. It is not the original. And again, it's a very puzzling ending to this video. And why would I even be in this state of confusion if at first it would have been accurate to begin with, but it's not. Hence, I'm confused, and I'm pretty sure you're confused as well. But that's something that I thought I would share with you, friends, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be someone that's going to rebuttal what I'm saying, and that's cool. I'm waiting. So, till next time, see you all. I love you all. Please subscribe to this channel and smash that like button. See you all and have a good day.